In the last video, I showed you how you can secure funding from NIH Federal Credit Union. So this is going to be kind of like a follow-up video, but I also showed you how you can get funding from Citizens Bank as well. So in today, let's go ahead and take it up a notch. I'm going to walk you through how I was able to help one of my clients secure over $80,000 in funding and removing collections from their credit report so they can be in perfect position to get and qualify for said business funding. All right, so go ahead, go get your pen and paper and even grab your laptop. All right, because I want you to walk with me step by step through this process, because I promise you it's packed with actionable strategies. Make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss any steps. I want you to get approved for everything. And without further ado, let's dive in. And before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. I'm trying to help every business owner out there get this $80,000 in funding, all right? Now, enough of me rambling, let's actually get into this business strategy. Now, for all of my business owners out there that's already generating revenue, even if you're a soon-to-be business owner, or you're thinking about becoming a business owner, from all walks of life, welcome. I just want to tell you that, welcome right now. But for all of my business owners that have been trying to scale their business, here's the deal. You're going to have to scale, but you're going to have to leverage OPM, okay? Other people's money. The easiest way to do this is by making sure your credit is in tip-top shape. Let me explain. No matter how you slice this, no matter how you flip it, rub it down, no matter how you do it, your credit is gonna have to be clean, and it is a must, ladies and gents. So let's go ahead and go through the steps of what you're gonna need. So the first step that you're gonna have to do is get your accurate credit report. Now, you'll need a detailed and accurate credit report. So go ahead and put the Credit Karma down, go ahead and throw it behind you or whatever. It won't cut it for this, okay? So you can definitely use platforms like MYFREESCORENOW, Identity IQ, or annualcreditreport.com. I say it in every single video. You're gonna have to fact check me for annualcreditreport.com. I think it's free, but nonetheless, all of those links will be in the description below. Real easy for you, but I want you to pull your accurate credit report so you can actually see what's going on. Everything is side by side of each other so we can continue this process. Now, here's where we step things up, okay? Forget all of those outdated methods, sending all those generic old template letters that you get from Credit Hero, TikTok, Instagram, anything of that nature. That's not gonna work here, okay? It's not. It's 2025. Instead, we're going to use the consumer law our way, okay? Specifically using 15 USC 1681I. And I know what you're wondering, yo, I'm not a credit repair company. I don't know what that means, I don't have time to be looking this up. I'm just trying to scale. I got you, I understand, okay? I told you, just follow me through, okay? All of this that I'm telling you, you are going to need that when you're going after the credit bureaus to remove the inaccurate information on your credit report or unverifiable information on your report, okay? So we're gonna make this process way easier for you. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to ChatGPT and let me show you how we're gonna draft this dispute letter, okay? So just stay with me. Now, once you get to ChatGPT, whether you've been there before, you haven't been there before, you're gonna see the search bar right here, and this is what I want you to type in the prompt. Create a dispute letter for the following negatives on my credit report. And I want you to reference FCRA, and then just like I stated before, 15 USC 1681I to support all inaccuracies needing to be removed from my credit report. Or you can just stop it at supporting inaccuracies. It really doesn't matter. But I say all that to say this, that even if you want to actually go over to Cornell and actually look up, 1681, I recommend that you do. Please, it'll take you 2 seconds, but it'll show how everything is supposed to be 100% accurate on your credit report. That's why we're actually using this, okay? But nonetheless, let's keep moving. Once you've listed all of the negatives, after you put the prompt that I told you, you're gonna put every single negative on there. You're gonna put the date, things of that nature, all right? Next, ChatGPT will generate a letter for you, ladies and gents, okay? Make sure you create one for all 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And another thing I want you to do, just a rule of thumb, make sure it makes sense, okay? Just because I tell you to spit something out does not mean I don't want you to read it. Please make sure that it makes sense and it doesn't look like something that you've sent off in the past, all right? Just rule of thumb and disclaimer. Then what I want you to do, once you get these, I want you to print them out, put them in an envelope, get a stamp, and I want you to send these certified mail to the post office, okay? And I want you to wait for your results. Your results should be around maybe like 30 days at the max. At the max, 45 days, but you'll really hear something probably before then, but 30 days for sure. Another disclaimer, of course, credit repair is a process. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Depending on how bad your credit report is, that is pretty much how long it could possibly take. It might take a round, it might take a few rounds, it might take 6 rounds, but just understand and rest assured it's worth it, and these banks are not going anywhere. The money's not going anywhere, but you have to clean this up first, I promise you. Then you're gonna be able to scale. While you're waiting on your credit report to come back as, 100% clean or anything of that nature, you're waiting on the process. I don't want you sitting there just biting your nails. This is the next thing I want you to do, all right? I want you to start working and building these relationships with these 2 banks that I said in the beginning, Citizens Bank and NIH Federal Credit Union, okay? This is what I need you to start doing. Let the credit bureaus do what they do. We're gonna do what we control on our side. So the first thing that I want you to do is open a savings and a checking account with these credit unions, all right? And I want you to fund the account with the minimum, ladies and gents, $250 or more. If you can do 5,000, 10,000, anything of that nature, that will be perfect. And then what I want you to do is I want you to let it season in this account. This is called fractional reserve banking, mixed with a little bit of establishing the relationship with the credit union or the actual bank that I'm talking about, all right? Now, with fractional reserve banking, understand that when you put money into an account, you're actually helping the lender and or the bank to fund more money out. So it's kind of like you're scratching their back and you're hoping that they will scratch your back. And again, establishing the relationship with that bank and or that lender to show them that you are going to be a great business customer with them, continuously funding that account. Does that make sense? All right, you already opened up the checking and the savings account. That's awesome, that's great. Let's go ahead and break each bank down one by one. So let's go ahead and start with Citizens Bank, all right? They are going to pull your Equifax. Understand this, your Equifax, okay? Depending on where you are, but I'm 99.999% sure they are going to pull your Equifax for this. You are going to need a credit score of a 715 or better, okay? Please understand, this is for maximum and excellent results of whatever you're trying to get. Now, of course, you can definitely still get approved with a 700, but from my data points, having a 715 gives you way better chances of getting the actual limit that you actually want, okay? In case you didn't watch the Citizens Bank review video, I'm just going to give you a quick refresher. They do have 2 business credit cards that you can actually go after. They do have lines of credit and loans and things of that nature, but we're only gonna focus on the 2 business credit cards because they're fairly a little simpler to obtain, especially in this fashion, okay? So just stay with me. Now, they both have 0 APRs, but here's the kicker. First business credit card has a 6-month 0 APR. It does have a few good other features, but we're just here for, the 0 APR and also the limit. But of course, with the second one, you have a 0 APR of 12 months. So you could choose which one best suits you. In my opinion, I think you should go after the 12-month one and then maybe down the line go after the 6-month one. But you might as well give yourself a better chance of having 0 APR for a full year to really front load a lot of things without adding on a lot of interest, okay? Now, once you have all of my data points all in there, everything is good to go. You have the 715, 712, 720, 700, whatever you have everything lined up. You found out which one that you actually want to apply for, whether it's 6-month, 12-month, cool, fine, whatever. Now it's time to pull the trigger. And now you're going to get your limit. You should get around maybe $10,000 to $50,000 depending on how thick your credit profile is and how your comparable credit is. But again, once you put all of the information of your business, you should get a fairly high limit depending on who you are and how everything is, okay? You should be in that range, okay? Next, as soon as you get that bad boy, okay, it's time to rinse and repeat the process with NIH Federal Credit Union, okay? You already did it once, now we're gonna do it again. And in the time frame of you actually going to get the Citizens Bank credit card, you should have already opened a business checking and savings account with NIH Federal Credit Union. I really hope you did, But nonetheless, let's just keep going. Now, once you already have that, what I want you to do is take the same funds that you use to put into Citizens Bank. I want you to take that out and I want you to put it into NIH Federal Credit Union's business checking account, okay? And you're gonna fund it the same exact way. If you can add a little more, that'll be perfect, that'll be great. If you could add a lot more, please do this. Fractional reserve banking is always the bee's knees. Now, same thing that I told you for Citizens is the same thing that I'm gonna tell you for NIH Federal Credit Union. I advise you to let this season the same way, all right? And please let this sit for at least 30 days or longer, okay? 30 days or longer. You can do it a little more, maybe 20 days or things of that nature, but 30 days or longer is always great when it comes to fractional reserve banking. Next, what I want you to do is go for their business credit card. Now, they only have one credit card. I don't want you to go after the line of credit or anything like that, especially if you're a new business, but if you're established or anything like that, they do have a line of credit that does go up to, I think it says 100,000 to 300,000, things of that nature. But again, we're just talking about the business credit cards because again, it's a little easier to actually get. But disclaimer before you start applying, understand that NIH pulls from Equifax as well. I know it's a shocker. They both pull from Equifax. I'm not trying to set you up for an okie doke or anything like that. Just hear me out. So that means that you run the risk of possibly getting denied due to you applying for Citizens a month before. But if you dispute the inquiry before applying, then you have nothing to worry about. You can go ahead and apply just like you did for Citizens Bank. Now, I know it's gonna be some people up here that's gonna say, yo, how to? I didn't dispute it. I'm still trying to get this money. Like, yo, what we doing? I'm trying to scale, man. Chill, I understand, I got you. If you didn't, you can still apply because from what I've seen and from what I have the data points on, NIH is not that inquiry sensitive from what I've seen. I've seen people get approved with old collections on their credit report and inquiries with their Equifax. So you can still have a good chance of getting approved. But I just wanted to throw that out there so you're not blindsided by anything. But again, I just wanted to warn you, just give you the information because I just didn't want that underwriter to raise the eyebrow like, okay, what's going on here? They just applied for some, last month. But anyway, their Visa Business Rewards credit card is pretty good when it comes to their rewards. It's solid, but I know all of y'all only care about the credit limits and you're trying to get the highest you can. You don't care about any of that. That's just secondary, all right? Now, the business credit card does go up to $50,000 with no docs, as stated in the previous video and as in the making of this video, okay? When you apply, make sure your business checking account is filled with the funds, just like I stated before. Make sure everything aligns up, meaning that all of my data points that I gave you for Citizens and things of that nature, make sure it still coexists for NIH, all right? And then all you gotta do is, again, pull the trigger. Now, once you pull the trigger, you should get at least $15,000 to $50,000 upon the approval. Again, depending on how your business is set up and how everything is going to be laid out. But you should be relatively in this. You should be in that line, all right? So that means it can equal up to $80,000. Or it might be a little less, but it's okay, ladies and gents, all right? It's okay. Because you have to understand, ladies and gents, this is just the start, okay? So you'll still be able to have the funds to get everything kickstarted in the beginning, all right? So you'll be able to spend the money on scaling, advertisements, and other factors to expand your business. So recap, with these two banks, you can still secure up to $80,000 in funding or close to it and be in a much better position to scaling your business. Using these funds is truly what matters. Again, scaling, ads, operation, and other factors to grow your business. This is the exact sequence that I used that worked wonders for my client. And I really hope that it works for you too. If you try it, please let me know in the comment section and I would love to hear your results. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Now make sure you go get that $80,000 in business funding, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.